Dale Curry. I work as an associate professor at Kent State University. I'm also the director of what we call the International Institute for Human Service Workforce Research and Development, which is a research institute in partnership with the Child Youth Care Certification Board. And I am connected with the Child Youth Care Certification Board. I'm one of the founding board members. I've been involved with Child Youth Work Certification for a number of years, and more recently served as the principal investigator of the North American Certification Project, and continued as a board member. Have interest in a number of different areas, including research and just building the profession as a whole. Some of the things that I think are important in terms of building a profession, and some of the contributions that I guess have been involved in recent years, of course, is the Child Youth Care Certification Board. One of the things we're trying to do is really begin to think about child and youth work practice as a profession that really should be defined by its body of knowledge and its common values that pertain to that, rather than perhaps more narrowly looking at child and youth work in terms of identifying ourselves by setting, by the age of the youth that we're working with, or the population that we're working with. So really, in some ways, defining child and youth work more broadly. In fact, if we do that, we really begin to recognize that we're the largest human service profession out there. And I think that's a message that we should communicate to others as well, in terms of the importance and the impact that we make to children, youth, and families. Other related kinds of contributions, I'm also involved with the Journal of Child and Youth Care Work. And one of the interesting pieces that we're doing right now is that we have a special issue that's kind of focusing on the 5 domains of competence that underlie the Child and Youth Work certification model that we have. And one of the things we're doing is working with a team of 20 international scholars who've been involved, probably the most prolific writers in the field of child and youth work. And we're asking them to really begin to look at the knowledge base in child and youth work, and to identify what are some key contributions within the knowledge base. And in fact, we're asking them to identify 3 articles within each of the 5 domains. And we're asking, even a little bit more prescriptive than that, I guess, we're asking them to identify a classic article within each of the 5 domains, asking them to look at, identify a research article within those 5 domains, and a conceptual and or practice article that would best represent those 5 domains. For me, one of the things that's really interesting, not only in terms of the product that will emerge from that, I think that will help highlight the important body of knowledge that we do have in child and youth work, but the process of really that we're going through over this next year, and the discussion and dialogue that's emerging as we're beginning to zero in and identify what are some key pieces of work in the field. I think it's really important for younger practitioners to recognize, again, the notion that we are the largest human service field out there, that we do have this extensive body of knowledge that's available to the practitioner. To a certain extent, it's perhaps unrecognized by many, and I think we need to get the word out a little bit better, but that we do have that extensive body of knowledge. In addition to that, we're a field where we can make many contributions, and we're a field of international scope. And I think one of the things that we should recognize is that our practice isn't just limited to the youth that we're working with at this moment, the agency that we're in, or even necessarily the state association that we may be connected to, but we're part of a broader field and emerging profession of child and youth work.